If I stopped 20 people between ages 18 and 39 on the street today and asked them, what do you think is the biggest challenge holding you back in your career? Most will probably pause, think for a moment, and then say something like, not enough opportunities, lack of resources, or I don't have the right connections. That sounds like something you would say too, correct? Well, those are all valid struggles, but they are not usually the real issue. Your problem is more internal than external, and it all comes down to something called a growth mindset. Without a growth mindset, you're like a plant in a pot that is too small. You might survive, but you won't thrive. And that simply means the absence of a growth mindset results in limited potential. In this video, you will discover 5 tried and trusted tips I have used to help over 1,000 career switchers develop a growth mindset that drives them forward, no matter where they are in their journey or in their career. Number 4 is a personal favorite, but listen, these aren't just feel-good concepts. They are as practical as they can be. Totally hands-on steps that you can start applying today to shift from feeling stuck in your career to making real progress. Hi, I'm Tolulope Michael, an entrepreneur and a career coach at Excel My Cyber, and the guy who's about to give you some tips for a real career upgrade. If this video helps you in any way, please don't forget to give a thumbs up or hit the subscribe button for more. So, have you ever wondered why some people seem to advance effortlessly in their careers while others, who may just be as talented, stay stuck? The answer often isn't talent or lack of skills. It is usually a mindset problem. Maybe you felt that frustration before too. Watching a coworker get promoted while you wonder why your hard work isn't paying off. You work long hours, hit your deadlines, and still feel like you are on a treadmill, going nowhere. It's possible you both have similar skills and work ethics, but while you might be focused solely on getting the job done, they are likely thinking about what they can learn from each project and how they can improve and where they can stretch themselves beyond their current role. That's the growth mindset at work. Now, you might ask yourself, what exactly is a growth mindset? Simply put, it's the belief that your abilities, your skills, and intelligence are not fixed traits. They can be expanded and strengthened through effort, continuous learning, and persistence. But expansion can only take place in a specific kind of environment. And what you need to get to that space where you don't put a cap on your abilities is the 7 steps I'll be sharing with you now. Step number 1 is to embrace challenges. Now let me take you back to one of my early projects. About 2 years into working as an ethical hacker, I was handed an assignment so complex that I was sure it was beyond me. My colleagues who were on the same level as me even thought I had offended my supervisor. Now my initial instinct was panic. I thought, this is way beyond my capabilities. What if I mess it up? But then, when my supervisor refused to take the task off my hands, I decided to change my approach. I treated the project as an opportunity to grow, not a problem to solve. I asked questions, sought advice from mentors, and put in late hours to figure it out. You might expect me to say I nailed it effortlessly, but nah, the project was far from flawless, and I stumbled more than once. Yet, it taught me 2 invaluable lessons. First, I realized that failure isn't as terrifying as it seems. Each mistake came with insights I couldn't have gained any other way. Second, I discovered that pushing through the initial fear and discomfort gave me the confidence to volunteer for similar tasks later. And before I was given that task, I was in my comfort zone, in a warm, safe bubble. It took me stepping out to realize I could do much more. But beyond taking on tasks that stretch you, a growth mindset also means you have something I call stickability. And that brings me to step number 2, persist through obstacles. And I will explain with a friend story that I find quite inspiring. This particular lady applied for the same position 3 years in a row and got rejected each time. Most people would have given up after the second no, but she didn't. The hiring manager even became familiar with her name and started sending the rejection email with a side note. And what did my friend do with this feedback? She used it as a fuel to improve Based on the higher manager's recommendation, she took additional courses, practiced mock interviews, and networked relentlessly. On her fourth try, she not only got the job, but was praised for her persistence. See, persistence doesn't mean blindly repeating the same actions. It means learning and adapting. My friend's journey is a perfect example of this. She didn't just submit the same application over and over, hoping for a different result. Each time she received feedback, she took it to heart and made real changes. She studied harder, refined her skills, and showed up better each year. By the time she applied for the fourth time, she wasn't just another candidate, she was someone who had demonstrated growth, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to improvement. The hiring team recognized that and it set her apart from the rest. The third step is learning from criticism. I get it, guys. Criticism stinks, okay? It's natural to feel defensive when someone points out what you could have done better. But here's the thing. The most successful people don't just tolerate criticism, they seek it out. Why? Because constructive feedback is like a roadmap that shows you exactly where you need to go to improve. I've had to learn this the hard way too. There was this time I had to work with a team on a project. The problem was I felt I could do it alone. I went ahead to draw up a proposal on my own. The next review came and I came into the meeting expecting accolades. But as my manager went through the document, her expression shifted. She looked up and said, "This is a good start, but it's missing key perspectives. Why didn't you collaborate with the team?" My first instinct was to jump in and explain why I had gone solo, justify my decision, make excuses, but I stumped myself. Instead, I asked, "What do you think could make it stronger?" After she finished speaking, I realized that while I'd been focused on proving myself, I'd missed out on the power of collaboration. We later got the project sorted as a team, but I said all that to say this. When you receive feedback, pause before reacting. Ask clarifying questions and focus on the content, not the delivery. Instead of letting criticism shut you down, think to yourself, how can I use this to improve? And see criticism as a gift that shows you what others might be too polite to tell you. Moving on to the fourth step, you have to learn to take responsibility for your actions. Yes, now you are probably wondering what this has got to do with having a growth mindset. The issue is, if you're always blaming external factors, circumstances, or other people, or just plain bad luck, you are essentially giving away your control. A growth mindset is about believing you have the power to change, to improve, and adapt. And that starts with taking ownership of your actions. See, what most people don't know is blaming others is the easy way out. I once knew a colleague who always had an excuse ready. The market is bad, the boss has favorite, or the system failed me. Contrast that with another co-worker who would always say, "What could I have done differently? How can we make this work?" Blaming others may feel like a quick fix, but it actually limits your potential. So when you consistently shift responsibility away from yourself, you miss out on valuable insights that could help you grow. Taking responsibility, however, is about recognizing that you have influence over every situation, even if it is just in how you respond. Okay? Now let's go to step number 5. Celebrate progress, not just results. When I was building Excel My Cyber, some days would feel painfully slow, and I would even question why I started the business altogether. But this particular day, I sat and thought about the fact that every small step was actually getting me closer to my goal. Even if it didn't feel that way in the moment, I realized that waiting for the big wins to celebrate was robbing me of the motivation to keep growing. So I decided to start acknowledging the small victories, every completed task, each positive client response, and even the days when I simply kept pushing forward despite the challenges. If you wait for the final outcome to celebrate, you will miss the joy of the journey entirely. I even started a gratitude journal where each day I will write down one thing I accomplished, no matter how minor it seemed. You'll be surprised how this simple act can rewire your brain to appreciate your progress and then fuel your motivation. So, I'm curious, which of these steps do you think will make the biggest difference in your career? Or Have you already applied some of them and seen results? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I would love to hear from you and share insights. If you found value in this video, hit that subscribe button and share this video with someone who could use a mindset boost. I hope I'm leaving you better than I found you today. I will see you again next time. Bye for now.